A big shout out to all you single parents and every other weekend parents out there. Today, I've got a few thoughts for you. A few thoughts about dating as a single parent. Hey, this is Todd. Welcome to the Thrive Singles Podcast. Whether you're single again or still single, stop hating being single and learn to thrive. And welcome back for another week of the Thrive Singles Podcast. Thank y'all so much for being here today. Man, more and more y'all are joining me here. Our podcast numbers have been way up for the last few months. We've been having new records every month for the last 5 or 6 months. So thank y'all, especially those of you who share it and who give us good ratings and such. Man, thank y'all so much. Now, I know some of you out there are single parents. You're single parents, but that doesn't mean you have no desire for sex, romance, and marriage. You are still an emotional and sexual being, as well as a parent. But first and foremost, you are a parent. That does come with certain responsibilities. There will be precious moments when you can put your needs first, but for the most part, the needs of your children, they have to come first. And of course, I'm speaking in generalities here. Every child in every situation is different. Children need differing amounts of your time and attention depending on their age and their personality and the circumstances. But in general, meeting your child's needs comes before meeting your own emotional and sexual needs. Your children need your time and attention, especially your positive attention. They need more interaction with you than just do your homework, stop that, be quiet, be still, and those kinds of things. They need some fun and lots of affirming interactions with you too. Those needs vary greatly from child to child, but your children probably need more of your time and attention than you realize. And that's especially true if you're a recent divorcee. While your children are with you, they might miss their other parent. And you're the only parent there, the only parent available. There's no tag team parenting when you're single and have your children. I know you have to work. I know you have to clean house. I know you need some social interaction with other adults. But when your children are with you, as much as possible, be there for them. Children also need their home to be a safe and a secure place. A huge mistake I see single parents make is bringing people into their home to meet their children well before that person has earned enough trust to be allowed around them. Now, I'm not trying to be alarmist here, but most victims of sexual abuse are not abused by complete strangers. They're abused by people their parents trust. And while it's true that people can be very good at hiding who they really are, why prematurely introduce people to your children's lives when you don't know them long enough or well enough to know if your children are safe around them? Another huge need children have is the need for stability. And this is totally undermined when they're forced to accept a steady stream of boyfriends or girlfriends coming and going time after time, year after year. Children take it hard when they're forced to accept a new person into their lives. Then they take it hard again when they're forced to sever ties with that person when you break up with them. And some single parents put their children through this again and again and again with every cycle of, quote, falling in love, end quote, and then breaking up. It's much better to wait till you've been with somebody for a while and seriously think marriage might be a possibility before you introduce them to your children. Because timing is everything. If you've been through a breakup or a divorce, when it comes to dating again, as a single parent, timing is everything. For your own sake, you need to take time to heal and mourn and learn from your failed relationship. But even when you think you're ready to start dating, are your children ready for you to start dating again? This could be a long process. It'll take patience, and it'll take putting your children's needs first for an appropriate amount of time. How long a time should this be? I have no idea. Everybody's different. But I do know this. It takes a lot longer than most people think. Most people think they're ready long before they actually are, and that goes double for your children. It takes them much, much longer than you think for them to be ready for you to date. And timing is important when it comes to introducing somebody new into your kids' lives. Like I said earlier in this episode, when you're a single parent, you need to be extra careful about who you bring around your children. You also need to be very careful about when you introduce them to your children. Resist that urge to introduce everybody you think you might be interested in to your children. For the sake of safety and stability, like I mentioned earlier, only allow people you've known long enough and know well enough to be reasonably confident in their character to spend time with your children. To be allowed around your children, they should be someone you have reason to believe your children are safe around, someone you might be interested in marrying, and then only when you're there too. Don't introduce them to anybody you don't know well enough to know if they're safe. And don't introduce them to an endless parade of, quote, friends, end quote. When it's finally time to introduce them to somebody you've carefully vetted, check my podcast about making your list, about if they're marriage material or not. But once you've carefully vetted them and you're interested in marrying, still go slow. Be patient. Don't be pushy. Let that relationship grow at a pace your children are comfortable with. Be honest, be gentle, share your heart, and this is very important. Listen to your children's concerns. Now, one good thing about dating as a single parent is it gives you an opportunity to teach your children about how to date the right way. You have a unique opportunity to be a role model for proper dating for your children. Of course, you can't do that if you're not dating wisely yourself. Be sure you go back and listen to or read all my posts about dating and marriage. I have a lot to say about how to date better and the necessity of learning relationship skills and otherwise preparing for marriage while you're still single. Something else you may need to do is coach up potential spouses on dating and marrying a single parent. You might have to share all these concepts I'm talking about with them. They'll need to understand that they have to earn the privilege of being around your children, and that as interested as you are in them, there are times when your children must come first. You'll need to have some long, serious talks. There's going to be many challenges, especially if you get engaged. Because one of the hardest things you'll ever do is trying to blend a family. So read some good books on the subject, preferably together. Invest in some counseling or coaching. You're not just two people getting married. You're two families trying to blend and merge and find a new way of being and relating. And remember this too, stepchildren are one of the biggest causes of second marriages ending in divorce. So know going in that it's going to take lots of work and lots of prayer. So till next time, pay attention to the needs of your children. They need your time and attention, especially positive attention. They need safety and security, and they need stability. Remember, timing is important. Be wise about when you start dating and when you introduce people to your children. Model good dating for your children. Prepare. Prepare yourself for the challenge of dating when you have children, and prepare anyone you're seriously interested in for the challenges of dating a single parent and for the possibility of a blended family. And one last thought. Don't let yourself get discouraged about the process. I know it sounds daunting, but you can do this. Many of us have done this successfully. I've done it successfully. You can too. So, as always, till next time, thrive on. I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. See you next week. Till then, be sure to subscribe and go check out my extensive archive of past posts at thrivesingles.com. And thrive on.
Whoa, thrive. Yeah, come alive. There's more to life gotta grow, you gotta thrive.